Hey, what's happening and what you mean? More of that Sauce TV, what you got, DJ Sturgess. And had to drop this reaction video to Billboard's latest hip-hop news. For the first time in 30 years, there are no hip-hop or rap records on Billboard's Hot 100 Top 40 list. First time in 30 years. Now, when the headlines hit social media, everybody had a negative reaction to it, and there was a lot of debates and speculation that started on social media. And I want to give a big shout out to Rob Markman because he dropped a video and really broke down what was really happening with this Billboard situation. And I also reached out to some OGs in the game, you know, to really get educated on what was going on. So a week before Billboard announced this, they changed their rules on recurring records on the top 40 list. And Taylor Swift also had just dropped a new album. And you know Taylor Swift, she's the white Beyonce. So her album hit the top 40 list and it moved a lot of hip-hop and rap records off of the list. So like Luther from Kendrick Lamar and SZA, that got pushed out. But Taylor Swift, she dropped a 12-record album. All 12 of them records is on the top 40 list. The white Beyonce. It be like that. But the negative reaction still was going on social media. A lot of people were saying hip-hop was dead, hip-hop was dying, there won't be no more hip-hop in the next 5 to 10 years. And then everybody started debating on what was causing this and yada, yada, yada. Hip-hop isn't dead. Hip-hop is just different. And it's different on various levels, from the actual industry to the artists to the fans, even on the media side. If you want to look at the industry, there really isn't any industry these days. Like half the time, you don't even know who signed to who, number one. And then two, if you want to look at this past year, a lot of you male rappers, y'all took some time off. And that was because Kendrick Lamar and Drake was going back and forth. And I understand, you know, from a fan's perspective, you know, you really want to just see what's going to happen next. But a lot of y'all wasn't dropping music because y'all didn't know if Kendrick was going to come at y'all, and y'all really didn't want that smoke. But also, I noticed that these days, a lot of rappers don't want to do that bar for bar competition. They don't want none of that smoke. You know, lyrically, they don't want to compete with other rappers. And, you know, there used to be a time where even if rappers was beefing, everything got addressed in the music, like on your diss records, on your mixtapes, you had to come with it with them bars. And these days, a lot of rappers don't want to do that. And even though it was the two biggest rappers in the game going back and forth, that didn't stop people from dropping music back in the day. When Biggie and Tupac was going back and forth, everybody was still dropping music. When 50 Cent and G-Unit and the Game had their situation, when Jeezy and Gucci had their situation, you know, just various situations, people just kept dropping music. But this time, a lot of y'all were just like, nah, we're just going to sit back and see what happens. You know, a lot of rappers really don't want to compete lyrically with other rappers. And I get it when it comes to young rappers, because if you say somebody's name on a song, it's just gun smoke from there. There ain't going to be no exchanging of diss records. And that's where we see the lack of competition. But, you know, it's friendly competition. It's just like the league. You want to see Anthony Edwards matched up and go head-to-head with Luka and with LeBron and with Steph Curry and KD. You want to see that. But a lot of y'all just be ducking the smoke out here. I be seeing you, though. And now I got to get on my soapbox, because as somebody who's been blessed to be a radio personality, media host, and a DJ, and be in this industry for over 12 years, I noticed that a lot of you media platforms, y'all did the same thing that these record labels did. Y'all went for the numbers and the engagement and the analytics. Y'all weren't searching out quality artists with quality music and bringing them on your platform to highlight them and their works. Y'all went for the artists who just had something quick. Y'all went for the one-hit wonders, and that's TikTok land. Anybody who had the streams, anybody who had that engagement, the likes, the views, y'all took them and brought them on your platform. And now they're on your platform doing the same shit that they do on every platform. They sitting there, they smoking weed, they talking in circles. They got like 20 niggas with them. Meanwhile, when you drop that clip on social media, the majority of people that's watching the clip can't name not one song from that artist. And that's where the game has shifted, because it used to be a time where media only highlighted quality artists with quality music, and now the barrier for entry is so low. Y'all just go for anybody who got some numbers, whereas A lot of people in the media industry, they're just doing and creating shit just to build themselves up and add to their brand. And rightfully so. I mean, you should get something out of it, but it used to be a time when people created stuff just so the culture could advance and progress along. Yeah, they still got paid. Yeah, they still got the accolades from it too, but the culture was better because of it. And now a lot of y'all really just doing a whole bunch of shit, really ain't talking about nothing, and you're really just trying to boost yourself up, but you're really not adding to the game, and you're also not doing anything for the artists that you're bringing on your platform. Yeah, they gonna get these likes and these views off the clip that you just posted, but they streams ain't going up, they bookings ain't going up either. And where is the game after you just did this interview? Who benefits from this? And a lot of times y'all bringing artists on your platforms that don't even add to your platform at all. And that's the thing about me. I mean, I've had plenty of artists on this platform right here, but I have never had an artist on here whose music that I didn't fuck with. Whether if it's just me riding to the music in my spare time and me playing it while I'm in the gym or as a DJ, and if I'm mixing or doing an event or even doing radio. Any artist that I've ever had on this platform has been an artist whose music that I fuck with in some type of way. And a lot of y'all just ain't doing that. So in closing, for all you people who reacted to the headlines and started saying that hip-hop was dead and hip-hop was dying out, let me remind you, hip-hop is not dead. It's just different, because there was a lot of amazing projects that got dropped this year. From the Clips, Let God Sort Them Out, Larry June and 2 Chainz, Young Nudie had a great project, Benny the Butcher, Deontay Hitchcock, Belly Gang Cushington, Marco Plus, shout out to Marco Plus, his project is crazy. Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist, the Alfredo 2. Out of here. JID, God Does Like Ugly. Out of here. Tyler the Creator, that Chromacopia. It was great projects that got dropped this year, but they just weren't mainstream. Mainstream hip-hop is a little different these days. But the underground and these artists who have real cult-like fan bases and come through with quality music time and time again, that's still being dropped out here. And shout out to the Clips, man, because one thing they did for hip-hop this year, they brought the excitement back. That was their first time dropping the album together in 10 years. It's been a minute since people have been that excited about hip-hop. And Kendrick also played a part in that, because Kendrick and the Drake beef, that got people excited. But other than that, shit was just a little blah. And people want to call TikTok the new A&R, but in reality, TikTok is the birthplace of the new one-hit wonder. It used to be a time where even to be a one-hit wonder, you had to put that work in. Now to be a one-hit wonder, you just gotta drop the song on TikTok and let somebody make a little dance to your song, and then afterwards, you know, you're gonna get some engagement and some streams off of that. But hip-hop ain't dead no more. It's just different. And if you don't believe me, if you're looking for some quality artists and some quality music, just come holler at me. I'm gonna put you all the way on, all right? But don't be tripping over this Billboard situation. And Jay-Z has some bars speaking on billboards and situations like this, all right? So don't trip on it. But if you really tapped into the culture, if you really tapped into the game and what's really happening right now, then you know that hip-hop isn't dying, it's not dead. Mainstream hip-hop is different, these artists is different, the industry is different, and media is different. But the quality and that real sauce is still out there, all right? What you mean?